if you receive SNAP benefits here in the United States, then you need to be prepared for some big changes coming in 2025. We're talking about overpayments and potentially food bans. Now, I want to break down what's going on, where this is coming from, but in the end, just know your benefits are likely perfectly safe. You will not see cuts. So, I want to break down what's going on, how this is going to impact you, and how this is actually a good thing for the federal government as well as the millions and millions of people currently collecting food stamps. So, I'll break all this down in just a moment, but all I ask is one thing. Takes 2 seconds. Go ahead, hit that like button if you enjoy these daily updates. And now, let's begin. So there are more than 42 million Americans that are currently receiving SNAP benefits, which have an average monthly benefit of about $202 per month. But if you're a family of 4, you're actually receiving close to $800 every single month with a maximum of about $1,000. But here's the crazy thing. The federal government spends about $112 billion per year to feed those 42 million people. Now, here's where things are getting interesting. This article from December 9th, so just 2 days ago, says SNAP benefits could come under scrutiny as Vivek Ramaswamy sounds the alarm. Now, you're probably thinking, okay, it comes under scrutiny. That means there's going to be cuts. Oh no, I'm not going to have money to eat. Well, guess what? Your money, your benefits are safe. I want to explain what he is saying, which actually makes complete sense because he's trying to eliminate the overpayments and the people that are defrauding the system, which if you are not doing that, you're perfectly fine. So we're going to touch on this in a moment, but I also want to show you this article right here. This one, it says Arkansas governor calls for ban buying junk food using SNAP benefits. This is Governor Sarah Huckabee. Now, I want to explain where she's coming from, and again, it makes sense. So, let's first start off with what Vivek Ramaswamy is saying, right? That's this article right here. Let's read a little bit of this. It says right here that Ramaswamy wrote on X that $1 billion is wasted every month on ineligible SNAP food stamp benefits due to overpayments and fraudsters preying on beneficiaries. Okay, what does he mean by this? Okay, because I want to be very clear. Your benefits, your monthly benefits are safe, okay? This is not something that Donald Trump and the Republicans want to go and cut. What they want to do is eliminate overpayments and fraudsters. Here's what they're discussing. Let me just explain what Vivek Ramaswamy said. He says, overpayments occur when states allow recipients to continue receiving benefits despite incomes that should disqualify them. So that's the overpayment, okay? Meaning that, okay, you are now working, you got a raise, or now you got more members of the household are working, right? A 2-spouse household. Now, again, there's 2 incomes coming in. Maybe you are making too much money and you just don't qualify, or you don't qualify for as much. That is the overpayment. Again, they're not trying to cut you off. They're just trying to give everybody what they are due. All right? That's the first thing. But this is the big one. It says other times, fraudsters collect benefits from multiple states due to lack of coordination. Eliminating waste and fraud in SNAP would save billions annually. This isn't, or at least shouldn't be, a partisan point. Okay? Right there. That people will go to multiple states and collect benefits because the states don't talk to each other. They don't coordinate. Right? And when states don't talk to each other, that is where we are wasting billions and billions of dollars every single year. And according to reports, it's not just having to do with food stamps and SNAP benefits. There are so many other agencies that don't coordinate within the states. And so we are throwing billions of dollars away. Now, I want to show you something else though. Okay? So that's the first thing you need to understand. Here's the next one. Okay? When the Arkansas governor is calling to ban buying junk food using SNAP benefits. Now, What does she mean by this? What is considered junk food? Well, here's what she's saying. She suggests no snacks with SNAP. Instead of going and buying candy and chips and things like that, maybe you buy something that actually is nutritious, right? A sandwich, some protein, right? Something like that, a meal that you can actually cook. Now, I want to read you something. This is what I want to read you right here. It says, in a letter to the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and Agriculture, the governor called for reforms to the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, also known as SNAP. It says Sanders claims $113 billion in the $113 billion federal program is undermining the health of Americans and on the taxpayers' dime by encouraging families to eat highly processed, unhealthy junk food. Here's what you need to know before I get into the next thing. Some of the reasons why people are buying snacks, number one is because they're a little bit cheaper, okay? They're a little bit cheaper when they're highly processed, kind of unhealthy, a little bit cheaper than buying the better stuff, okay? Listen to this. She goes on and says, unhealthy snacks, candy, and dessert account for roughly 23% or $25 billion of all SNAP purchases. Now, here's something that has been discussed. Again, I just want to put this out there. What if you had a different allotment of your monthly benefit, where you can spend, let's say, 15% of your monthly benefit on snacks and unhealthy food? Okay. Here's the troubling part with that. What is considered a snack or unhealthy? That's where then there'd be, again, more regulation. So I don't know if something happens here, but it's a good point. That 23% of the entire budget is being spent on unhealthy snacks, candy, and desserts. Yeah, it's kind of a problem. But again, and I bring that to your attention because right now, Vivek Ramaswamy and the Department of Government Efficiency are looking for ways to cut wasted spending. Well, if it's wasted, if it's people are stealing it, that's one way to cut it. And then we don't have to deal with or really impose additional regulations and restrictions on the food that we consume. Look at this. It says there have been more than 810,000 fraud cases reported to the USDA since the second quarter of 2023. The total value of replaced stolen benefits in the same period is $150 million. Okay? I want to show you one other thing. Look at this. It says the national rate of overpayments for the 2023 fiscal year was 10.03, while 1.64% were underpaid. Here's the other thing. If we can deal with the overpayments, then the people that are underpaid can actually receive their true benefit. They're not getting undercut. Okay? It goes on to say this varies considerably between states. However, the payment error rates as high as 60.37% in Alaska and as low as 3.27% in South Dakota. Okay. According to reports, there needs to be action taken for SNAP. Again, it's a $113 billion program every single year where it keeps on increasing. Okay? I want to read you one last thing. It says payment errors are largely due to unintentional mistakes, either by the state agency or the household. That affects the accurate determination of eligibility or benefit amounts, says the government agency said in June 2024, while stressing that penalties will be administered for non-compliance. This is the one thing we don't want. We do not want people being hit with a penalty. Now, I've actually had friends that had to pay back years of SNAP benefits, not because they intentionally withheld information. They didn't know where to go. They had no clue who to talk to. They didn't know that you were supposed to report additional income. They had no clue about this. Again, this is when they were very young, but again, they had no idea. And then when something happened, they had to report some change or whatever, then they realized, okay, we've been getting paid a little bit too much. And then the SNAP benefit program simply came back and said, well, yeah, we're going to still give you payments, but while we're giving you payments in a small amount, you're actually losing a certain amount because you've been overpaid. So you got hit with a overpayment, you had to pay back, plus a penalty. Yeah. So we'll see what happens moving forward. All I can tell you right now is that these food bans and overpayments and pretty much getting rid of the fraudsters, this could actually save billions of dollars every single year. But these are some big changes that are coming and potentially being discussed to start in 2025. So if you have any questions regarding SNAP benefits, please ask your questions down in the comment section below. But that is what we know as of today. So again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.